Imagine this. A respected wise man, a Brahmin named Bāvarī. He's living the simple life, really committed to spiritual detachment.
Right. He set up a hermitage seeking peace.
Exactly. But then someone shows up asking for money, and when Bāvarī can't pay, it turns into this terrifying curse.
A really specific one, too.
Yeah. On the seventh day, this figure threatens, your head shall split into 7 pieces. I mean, can you just picture the sheer dread?
Oh, absolutely. The paralysis, the sorrow, just that inability to find any kind of mental peace. It's a powerful hook.
It really is. And that unbearable weight, that dread, that's actually where we're starting our deep dive today.
We're going into an ancient text, part of the Sutta Nipata, called the Vatthugāthā.
And this isn't just, some dramatic story. It's actually a profound journey into how ancient people sought knowledge, how they verified it.
And what a splitting headache really meant, psychologically or spiritually speaking. It's probably not what you're thinking.
Definitely not. So our mission today is to unpack this whole narrative. We'll follow Bāvarī, then there's this surprising divine intervention.
Right, and then the incredible quest his 16 disciples undertake. 16.
Yeah, 16 brilliant students sent on a mission. And it all leads to this extraordinary encounter.
Which gives us this, frankly, mind-blowing definition of ignorance and wisdom. Get ready for some real aha moments about what deep understanding actually is.
Okay, let's get into it. So the story starts in ancient Kosala. Bāvarī is already known, right? A master of sacred texts.
Yes, he's established. But he makes this conscious choice to move south to the Kepatha, near the Godavari River in Asaka.
And his main goal, you said, was akinikanya.
Exactly. A state of detachment, nothingness. He lives incredibly simply, gleaning food, eating fruits, just the basics.
But funny enough, this simplicity actually leads to, well, prosperity.
In a way, yeah. A large village springs up around his hermitage. People are drawn to him.
And the income from that community allows him to perform a mahayana, a great sacrifice.
That's right. Which was often a significant communal event, sometimes involving, redistributing wealth, confirming his status.
But then he goes right back to the simple life.
Immediately.
Right.
Which really underscores his commitment, doesn't it? It wasn't about accumulating things.
It really does. Okay, so the peace doesn't last. This unwelcome visitor arrives. And the description is pretty vivid.
Oh, yeah. Pado tacito pacadanto rajasiro, swollen feet, thirsty, muddy teeth, dusty hair. Not exactly presenting well.
Not at all. And he confronts Bāvarī, demanding panyakasani, 500 coins, presumably?
That's the usual interpretation, yeah. 500 somethings of value, a sudden jarring demand.
So Bāvarī, respectfully, has to break the bad news.
He explains very clearly, Yako mama de adamasa bhavisachitamaya. Basically, whatever I had to give away, I've already given it all away. Likely in that great sacrifice, he has nothing left.
And the response is? Not understanding.
Far from it. This demanding Brahmin, who the text explicitly calls a kuhako, a deceiver, an imposter, doesn't accept it.
And then comes the curse.
The chilling line, Satame deves duesenni mudafalatu satada. On the 7th day, your head will split into 7 pieces.
The effect on Bāvarī.
Immediate and devastating. He's deeply distressed, loses his appetite. The text talks about the arrow of sorrow piercing him.
An arrow of sorrow.
Yeah. And his mind, which used to find joy in meditation, just can't settle. It's completely blocked. Imagine carrying that mental burden. It's paralyzing.
Totally debilitating.
Yeah.
But then something shifts. A deity appears.
Right. A Devata Athakamani, described as a benevolent deity, sees Bāvarī's suffering, and this deity offers a crucial perspective.
What does it say?
It basically tells Bāvarī, look, this guy who cursed you, he's just a tanetiko, a money grubber, a deceiver. He has no real knowledge of mudha head or mind or mudha kipata, the splitting of it.
So it's like, don't worry about him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. A divine reality check.
Exactly. It reframes the threat immediately, which leads Bāvarī to ask the obvious next question.
Well, who does know about this then?
Right. And the deity's answer is just incredibly humble and profound.
What is it?
Ahampeta najnami. I myself don't know this. The deity admits its own limitations. Nyasamethan avijati. This knowledge isn't found here with me.
Wow.
Muda patato ka jinana hidadadasane. This knowledge about the head and its splitting belongs only to the jinas, the Buddhas. It establishes this clear hierarchy of wisdom.
So the deity points the way.
Directly to the Lokanayako, the world leader. the Sakyaputta Papakaro, the Sakyan sun, the illuminator from Kapilavatthu,
The Buddha?
the Sambuddho, the fully awakened one, and the texts lists his qualities: master of all phenomena, possessor of all higher knowledges, the eye of wisdom, free from defilements.
Basically, the ultimate authority.
The only one who can truly clarify this whole head-splitting business for Bāvarī.
Okay, so what happens when Bāvarī hears this? Here's the word Sambuddho.
The reaction is instantaneous. His sorrow just vanishes and he's filled with Patinika Vipulalabi, great delight, immense joy.
Just the name itself brings relief.
It's like a weight lifts. The hope of real understanding is that powerful. So filled with this new energy, he calls his disciples.
The 16 Brahmins,
Yeah.
who are themselves quite accomplished, right?
Oh, yes. Manta Paraj, masters of the mantras, the sacred text, top students. And he tells them, go quickly to Sāvatthī, find the best of bipeds.
A common epithet for the Buddha. But the students are practical. They ask.
How will we know it's him? How do we recognize this Buddha? A very fair question.
And Bāvarī's answer provides this amazing verification protocol. It's multi-layered.
It really is. First, he tells them about the ancient traditions, the mantras describing the Vatthugāthā Mahapurusalahan.
The 32 marks of a great man. These specific physical signs.
Right, believed to indicate someone destined for greatness. And Bāvarī explains the two paths for someone with these marks.
If they stay in the world, they become a just, universal monarch.
Ruling without punishment or weapons, the text says, or if they renounce.
They become a fully awakened Buddha, a supreme arahant.
So the marks are the first clue. But then comes the clincher, the really extraordinary part.
The mental questions.
Yes. He tells them, you must mentally ask the Buddha about me, my birth details, my clan, my specific marks, my mastery of mantras, how many students I have.
All specific facts.
And crucially, also ask mentally about Muddha and Muddhatipada, the head and its splitting.
They don't say a word, just think the questions.
Correct. And Bāvarī gives them the ultimate test criterion. Anavardhandasavi yadi Buddho babisati. If he is truly a Buddha, one who sees without obstruction,
Manasa puchite panya vakaya visajesate. He will answer these mentally posed questions verbally, out loud.
I mean, just think about that. It's a test of omniscience, essentially, a direct probe of the Buddha's claimed awareness. Utterly remarkable.
It really is. So these 16 disciples, they're named in the text too. Ajita, Tisamateya, Pujak, a whole list.
All 16 are named. And they're described as renowned leaders, skilled meditators, wise, predisposed by past good karma. A very impressive group.
And they set off on this quest.
A long, arduous journey north, wearing the ascetic garb, matted hair, deer skins.
The text lists all the places they passed through. Patihana, Ujjaini, Kosambi, Sāvatthī, finally reaching the Pazakasatiya.
It emphasizes their urgency, their haste.
Yeah, you mentioned the simile earlier.
Like the thirsty seeking cold water, like merchants seeking great profit, like someone scorched by heat-seeking shade. They were driven. They needed these answers.
So they finally arrive. What do they find?
They find the Buddha at Pazakasatiya, teaching. He's Bhikkhusaka Pradakato, surrounded by his community of monks.
And the description.
He's teaching the Dhamma, Sihovanadati vein, roaring like a lion in the forest. An image of immense power and authority.
Wow. So Ajita, one of the disciples, sees him first.
Yes, and he's struck by the Buddha's appearance, compares him to the radiant sun or the full moon on the 15th day. He sees the marks Bāvarī described.
Okay, so the visual confirmation is there. Now for the big test.
Ajita, standing there, just filled with awe and delight, mentally poses the first batch of questions about Bāvarī's age, clan, marks, mantra mastery, number of students.
All in his head.
All silently. And the Buddha
Answers out loud.
immediately, verbally confirms. Bāvarī's 120, Bāvarī clan, 3 specific marks, master of 3 Vedas, teaches 500 students, exactly as Bāvarī instructed.
The test works. It's incredible.
But Ajita presses further. He asks for clarification on Bāvarī's specific marks. The 3 the Buddha mentioned.
And the Buddha lists them.
He does. Mukhajivaja Chadeti, he can cover his face with his tongue. Uttanasava Mamukantare, the hair curl between the eyebrows. And Kotilavatthagīha, the sheathed male organ. Detailed, specific confirmation.
Wow. The crowd must have been stunned.
Absolutely. Vichinteti Jano Salvo Vedijadakatanali. The whole crowd is just pondering in amazement. Palms joined. They're wondering, is this a god? Brahma? Indra? Because how else could someone answer questions they didn't hear?
It's undeniable proof for them. So after establishing the Buddha's credentials, Ajita gets to the core issue.
Yes. The question that started this whole thing. He finally asks, mentally of course, about Muda and Mudadipata, the head and its splitting.
And this is the central revelation, isn't it? The philosophical core.
This is it. The Buddha's answer is profound and completely reframes the problem. He says, Avijja mutta dijanahi, no Muda as ignorance.
Ignorance is the head.
Metaphorically, yes. Ignorance is the source of suffering, the thing that feels like it's splitting under pressure. And then, Vijja Mudapatina, wisdom is the head splitter, or, better, the mastery over the head mind.
So wisdom conquers ignorance.
Precisely. And it's not just any wisdom, it's wisdom sarasati samadhihi chandaviryana sayutta, accompanied by faith, mindfulness, concentration, desire, or will, and effort.
So it's an active, cultivated wisdom, not just passive knowledge.
Exactly. It transforms the curse from a literal physical threat into a deep philosophical and psychological problem. The splitting isn't external, it's the internal fragmentation caused by ignorance. And the cure is cultivated insight and practice.
That is a huge aha
Yeah.
moment. It changes everything.
Completely. And Ajita gets it. He's overwhelmed with emotion, deep understanding. He prostrates himself at the Buddha's feet.
And relays Bāvarī's greetings.
Yes, conveys Bāvarī's reverence and his joy now that the truth is known.
And the Buddha's response.
He blesses Bāvarī and all the students, wishes them well, and then very graciously he opens the floor. Katoka supuchavo, ya kinishima nesichata. Having been given leave, ask whatever you desire in your mind. He invites further questions.
And the text just ends there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It leaves Ajita poised to ask his own questions, setting up the next part of the Sutta Nipata, but concluding this specific Vatthugāthā, this origin story, it leaves you wanting more.
Wow. What a journey we've just traced.
Great.
From that really visceral fear of a physical curse.
To this incredibly profound encounter that completely redefined the problem as one of ignorance versus wisdom.
That core definition is just stunning. Muda is ignorance. Mudikapani is wisdom, but a specific kind of wisdom, right? Bolstered by
Faith, mindfulness, concentration, desire, and effort. It's practical, it's achievable, it's not just an abstract idea. It turns a terrifying threat into a spiritual path.
So thinking about this today, this ancient story about seeking truth, verifying it, especially when you're facing something that feels like a curse, like an overwhelming problem. How does that land now?
Well, you have to ask, right? In our world, with so much information, so many conflicting narratives, maybe even outright deception like that Kuhako Brahmin, what's our modern equivalent of a mental curse?
That feeling of being overwhelmed, maybe fragmented by uncertainty or misinformation, that kind of splitting headache.
Could be. It's easy to feel paralyzed by it all, which leads to the final thought, maybe.
Go on.
If the greatest curse we face isn't always a physical threat, but that splitting sensation of mental uncertainty, of not knowing what's true, then what kind of wisdom acts as the antidote for you? What is that wisdom rooted in deep understanding, mindfulness, effort? What does that look like in your own pursuit of knowledge and clarity today?